Friends, hi, hello, how are you? Welcome back to the Curvy E Chronicles. Today we are cooking our meal plan and a special bonus. Let's go. Caution, watching the following content may cause extreme hunger. Viewer discretion is advised.
Other symptoms may include stomach growling, hunger outbursts, mouth watering, increased salivation, impulse grocery shopping, increased desire to cook, increased to want to come to my house. That will not happen. Increased to hitting that subscribe button, increased to hitting that like button, and increased to leaving a comment. Please do all of the above.
All right, now that the disclaimers are out of the way, we are going to do egg roll in a bowl. So I am taking 2 pounds of ground beef. We're going to season it with salt and pepper. I love this recipe because it literally is all in one pan. So we're going to break up that beef and we're going to let it cook down until it gets nice and brown. I don't know why it took us so long to try this recipe, but it is delicious. So once it's basically almost browned, we are going to add in a healthy scooping of garlic. And yes, it is a sad sight. My garlic container is almost empty. Whatever shall we do? Because Costco did not have their giant size of garlic containers. So that is on my list for next time. We're going to mix in that garlic and we're still going to let this boil and simmer down. We are going to add some water to our pot there up above. And we are going to add in some ramen, but my ADHD takes over and we jump back and forth between both pans. So I am going to add in our coleslaw mix and a teaspoon or a half teaspoon of ground ginger, and then we're going to do a 1/3 cup-ish. I did a little bit more because we did extra beef this time of soy sauce, and we are going to stir that all together and let it just all cook down. And yes, I did make a mess. It would not be Courtney cooking if I didn't make a mess. And then I did do 4 packages of ramen into the bowl, and then I only do 2 seasoning packets. I did 2, 1 beef, 1 chicken. And then once our egg roll in a bowl has been cooking down, we're going to do a little bit of sesame oil. That was probably way too much over the top. We're going to stir the noodles, and then we're going to come back and we're going to stir the meat. Don't ask me. It got carried away, but this is loved by everyone in my house. It is so good, and my husband and I have now decided we like it even better with sweet and sour on top. So super delicious and definitely recommend. Next up, this one was to die for. So this is going to be, we're going to start with cooking up our bacon, but it is a garlic bacon Parmesan broccoli sauce. And I think you could technically eat it all just by itself, but we definitely put it over pasta because it was great that way. So we had some leftover fresh garlic from doing canning our pickles. So we are going to be putting, taking forever to peel and cut and all the things. And if my knife skills make you nervous, don't worry, they make me nervous too. My husband's threatened to take away the knives sometimes because I inadvertently have cut my fingers. Thankfully never needed stitches, but you know, it happens. So we cut up our onion, and then we are going to do about 2 to 3 cups of broccoli florets. I do chop them up a little bit smaller. Once our bacon's done, we're going to dump out most of the grease, and we're going to add in 2 tablespoons of butter. And then we are going to bring in our onions and let those get cooked until they are translucent. I'm also going to apologize now for the very terrible lighting. Make sure you salt your pasta water. Our overhead lights that we usually have on our countertop, like underneath our cabinets, went out. So yeah, don't forget your spoon over your pasta to keep them boiling over. So once our onions are translucent, we're going to add in our broccoli and then season with salt. I did garlic salt and pepper. Back to it, yeah, our overhead lights went out, so we are needing to order some new ones, and that is slated for a couple weeks. But we're going to let that cook until it gets bright in color, and then we're going to add in our fresh garlic, which truthfully I think did make a huge difference. And then we're going to add in, I think the recipe calls for like 1.5 cups. I just did this whole pint of heavy cream because I knew we were putting it over pasta, and it was kind of thin, so the recipe does recommend a cornstarch slurry, so 2 teaspoons of cornstarch to 1 tablespoon of water. And then once it kind of starts to thicken up, we're going to add in our bacon. We are going to mix that in, kind of folding in. We're not folding in cheese, we're folding in bacon. And then we are going to top it with cheese. So I had about 1 cup of Parmesan, and we're just going to put this on top. We're going to layer it on top. Also, forgot to tell you, you're going to want to use an oven-safe pan, aka like a cast iron. And right here I'm putting on about 1 cup of mozzarella. And you're going to preheat your oven to about 350, and then you're going to put this in the oven to broil. I broiled mine for about 10 minutes, and then we just threw it on top of our penne pasta, stirred it in, and this one was good. The kids both loved it, and it's got the healthy veggie in it, so it's even better. So next up was our Wednesday, and this was the night that my mom and I were going to paint night, so it was spaghetti night. So we are going to season our water. We're going to put in our spaghetti, and then we're going to take our frozen spaghetti sauce that we've had for a while that needed to be cooked. Drop a bag in there, adds flavor. And we are going to cook this up. I meant to add in a video of what I actually had for dinner at paint night because it's at a local restaurant. Didn't get it, so you get to see the kids' bowls of spaghetti. I will try and find my husband's spaghetti sauce recipe and list it down in the description, but this is one of our favorites, and we just served it up with garlic bread. Next up was date night in, so we did barbecue up some steaks and some corn. I don't know why he looks so angry eating, but that was kind of the gist of our date night. We should have done like a veggie, but honestly, we were both so hot and tired, we didn't care. So now for the bonus round, we are going to do my copycat nothing Bundt cake recipe. So we're going to take a box of cake mix. We are doing the white chocolate raspberry. I should have used a white cake mix, but I only had the golden butter. So then we're going to do a whole packet of white chocolate or cheesecake jello mix. We're going to do a half a cup of oil and then a half a cup of water. And we're going to do a cup of sour cream. Pretty sure. I'll have everything listed down below along with the video that I followed where I learned this. And then Claire had a hard time. She was trying to help me. She was trying so hard to help me. The sour cream makes a huge difference. Also, if you hear the rooster in the background of this voiceover, I do apologize. He just doesn't know how to keep quiet. So we're going to mix that in, start slow, slowly build it up. Once it starts to look like this, then we're going to add in 4 eggs. And yes, those are farm fresh eggs. So we are going to mix that in, and it is going to look kind of funky until we get to this, where it is nice and smooth. So we are going to scrape down the sides, make sure everything is nice and combined, and then we're going to add in the goods. So we did fresh raspberries, which I paid way too much for because I forgot to pick them up at Costco. I don't even want to talk about it. And then some white chocolate chips, which, oh, so good. Now, this might be a little bit rough on your mixer if you're using a stand mixer. I just put it on the lowest setting and let that just mix it in until it's nice and combined. It does break up the raspberries, which I'm totally fine with. You are going to want to spray your pan. Make sure you get it all the way to the top. You're going to want to have your oven preheated to 350 degrees. Spread this out nice and thin, or nice and evenly, and then bake it for about 50 to 55 minutes. I did just melt a can of cream cheese frosting and dump it over the top. It was delicious. It was to die for. We did this for the barbecue we had with friends, but that is our bonus recipe, and that concludes today's Cook With Me. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Make sure to hit that subscribe button for more, and until next time, spread kindness like glitter. Bye!